Hello there YouTube, Legit Jenkins here bringing you my review and reflection of Doom Eternal. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and of course, comment down below. The version of the game that I played was on PS4 Pro, so your personal experiences may change. Everything that's in this video is my own opinion, and I'll confess at this point I did not play the multiplayer, so this is only a campaign only version of the review. First off, the graphics. Whilst an overall improvement from Doom's 2016 release, from a distance and in the thick of combat the graphics seem good and polished, but when you get closer you start noticing the cracks, the blurring and everything that makes it feel less like a AAA game in the current generation, and that's in my opinion anyway. And with the combat in mind as well, it is fun and fluid, broken up by only having to use the tools and weapons at your disposal to survive, which adds a lot of depth to the combat. Whilst a lot of people see Doom as purely an FPS shooter, it does go a lot deeper than that, as certain enemies can die in one hit from certain weapons, or even become a lot less dangerous with others. For instance, with the spider tank enemy, you can take its turret off with the precision shot, or you can just brute strength it with the shotgun, or using the heaven cannon as your standard weapons. This style of combat does force you to adapt and swap weapons on the fly, and into more of an action based combat than just a pure pick your favourite weapon and rain down merry hell on your enemies. Where the combat does fall short, however, is in the constant need to use glory kills to get health, which at first is fun and bloody as you rip, tear, bash and stab your way through the legions of demons. However, after hours of playing the same animations over and over, it can get tiresome and feel a little bit like a soft break in the combat. It's especially noticeable when you get into the harder fights and constantly having to jump from one small demon to the other, bonk them on the head or slashing them in thirds just to try and get a small amount of health just so you can beat a big demon, and do exactly another glory kill just to get a bit even more health back. This wouldn't be a massive issue, since there is a lack of animations for glory kills, unless you wish to add in a jump or run behind a demon to squeeze out an extra 1 or 2 animations. You're going to see the same ones repeated. Now, why is this a nice tactic? Because, as I said, if you jump up in the air, it will do a different animation to if you just go straight into the front. However, if you're in the thick of combat and you're being attacked and you're nearly dead and you're down to your one last HP of health, are you really just going to want to jump up in the air to try and get that extra animation? You're going to see the same ones over and over again. Also, compared to Doom 2016, Doom Eternal also has a broader variety of demons to kill. While some of them didn't make it back into the sequel, the ones that have were vastly improved with new glory kills crafted from the ground up. Also improved this time around is the atmosphere. Whilst 2016's game was very dark, gritty and gloomy, set on the big red planet of Mars, Bethesda opted for an all radiant style this time around. Which does make sense, right? I mean, we did leave the big red planet behind and now fighting on Earth. Demons or no, our planet is pretty beautiful, right? And in my mind as well, this brings us to the exploration, which is where the game really picks up. Whilst the open areas of 2016 Doom are more or less gone, replaced by corridors and linear paths you follow, there still get secrets and they are carefully hidden away and require a little noggin work to kind of attain them. Anyone who is a collector and a completionist, I believe, will have fun trying to collect all the toys, vinyls, and even find all the secret combat areas to get all the keys. Now, the worst topic for last for me, the controls. Really, this is what stopped me loving the game. You can map every action to any button that it allows you to do, which allows you to freedom and comfort that doesn't necessarily come to console players that often, you know? However, this lies the issue. There is a lot of skills and abilities you get, such as the blood punch, the frag grenade, the freeze grenade, the weapon wheel, the attachments. You become very bogged down with the lots of buttons to use, especially for controllers players when you only have a select few buttons to use. The worst hit place for this though is in the jumping areas. The reason this is the use button, the interact button, is exactly the same button as the melee button. So when you have to jump from one area to a cliff and you then have to grab it, instead of automatically doing it, you have to manually press the use button to grab it. If you do it too early, you end up punching thin air, leaving the Slayer plummeting to his early death. 1-0 gravity style. frustrating to say the least, especially after you decide to just dash into the wall, which is a 100% chance to grab onto the walls, which in my mind is a silly mechanic. It's just frustrating that you can't map this button to, say, the left analog stick clicking, which I haven't found a use for as of yet into the game. Now, at the time of writing this review, I am coming into the last 4, I believe, missions, so I think if I'd have had a use for that button, I would have found it by now. It's the only thing that's really let me down with this game, honestly. It's the biggest letdown. All in all, I would say Doom Eternal is an enjoyable game that didn't have anything that ruined the game beyond playability. It was just some small niggles that would break the immersion or bring out frustrations that felt there was no need to be there. The story was passable, but unless you've really played the previous Dooms, or at least Doom 2016, it won't make full sense, and it did little to cater to new players. The combat was fun, whilst broken up by glory kills, which quickly get repetitive and a chore after a while. The variety of weapons and tools at your disposal really give the combat a depth that 2016 didn't have, and whilst different enemies partly force you to use certain weapons, the variety you can use allows for a lot deeper combat and fun, fluid combat as well. This won't always appeal to everybody because a lot of people see Doom as an FPS, so the issue that they're going to have is not just a run and gun, you have to think on your feet, you have to use all the tools at your disposal to win the fights. You can't just run with your favourite weapon and that's it. Wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea this game, but Doom Eternal is definitely fun to play, especially if you want to just kick back, rip up some demons, trying to take down Earth, and trying to save the world. Thank you for watching this review of Doom Eternal. If you do enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel and comment down below. If you think there's any improvements I can make to my channel, let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time.